in the coaching that you do. You have a tremendous amount of experience as a data scientist. And so I'm curious where you see the field going. So we've talked a lot in this episode about soft skills. Yes, very important. But I'm just curious, in addition to the soft skills, when you're doing career coaching, are there technical skills that you highly recommend people have in data science? Maybe this is related to what's coming, with generative AI being here, for example, with agentive AI coming and becoming more and more important. Are there particular skills, technical skills, that you recommend to our listeners?
Yeah. Um, I think, again, previously we mentioned data science roles can be very different in different companies. So it depends on what you do. So, for example, my friends building forecasting models. So their work is not highly impacted by generative AI or large language models, although they do use some type of forecasting. You can use transformers, and there are other type of machine learning engineers. Maybe they work for a small, medium-sized company, and maybe they want to take advantage of some uh, LMs, uh, identify some low-hanging fruit. Maybe you can build some chatbot question answering tools for if you are like a to customer business. So I think again, the most important thing is to identify the business use case, but you have to understand what are the technology, what's the possibility out there to identify the use case. So if you are in a more generalist role and you feel your company have a lot of documents, you can improve either the business use case, or I think a lot of times for data scientists is to improve the internal process. For example, maybe your stakeholder cut a ticket. Maybe you can create some GPT bot to tag, put it into a certain category. Um, I think right now a lot of AI LM tools are more like an intern you have. It can help you solve a lot of problems, create some project, but it's not good enough to rely on it as a advisor. So you still the person to make decisions. So I think if you in and also my friends from hiring agencies tell me, so actually, people are not hiring the title of AI engineer because it's very specific. At the end of the day, AI skills is just going to be part of engineering or part of machine learning engineers. So, but they still want people to have those skills. So when they hiring software engineers or machine learning engineers, if you have experience leveraging, say, OpenAI API to build an app, knows when to fine tune or use RAG, that's also important because a lot of times now when companies are hiring people, again, this role is new, the skill set is new. They don't exactly know what skill set they're hiring into. So you are a advisor. You need to tell your hiring manager what you think they should do with their data, with their business use case. So be familiar with like OpenAI or Anthropic, those APIs, fine tuning, but kind of based on my conversations with practitioners, the RAG use cases, chatbot, are more common than fine tuning because not every company have their own data or the data quality might not good enough. I think sometimes RAG is good enough. And also, when you think about using building those AI solutions, is connected to a database. So get familiar with some vector database, for example, on Pinecone, and those things can be useful. And if you're interviewing for large tech companies, uh, I think for data scientists, machine learning roles, requirement for software engineer is higher and higher. So previously, I think people ask questions about data manipulation in pandas or maybe like a simple lead code. Now I heard that data points, sometimes people will ask medium or even hard lead code questions, which I think makes sense. again, because models are become better and better, a lot of times companies are thinking about scaling the solution, reducing the latency. Um, so you need to like really be proficient in your software engineering skills. And for product data science, I don't think it has changed that much. Product data scientists or data analyst, BI type of roles have less requirement for like software engineering skills. Some might still ask you like lead code, simple question, but they want to make sure you know SQL. You can do similar type of data manipulation in pandas. I do have some data points. People tell me the questions about experimentation, A/B testing, is getting a little bit more difficult. Sometimes it could be like causal inference. I think it depends on the company you're interviewing. Again, if you right now your work is pretty demanding, it doesn't really get into the AI or LM side. Don't feel anxious. To focus on the tools that will make your current work easy. But in your spare time, there are so many things to learn. To learn things doesn't mean you have to sign up for like a big course. You can, read blog posts, just be aware of the possibility. So whenever you feel this specific tool or technology can be useful in your current workflow, and then you can learn at that time, it's not going to be late.